So, Royce, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, you just came back from your rehearsal.
Yes.
What are you excited the most about tomorrow?
I'm excited about presenting my work to a new audience. I've presented a version of this work in Hamburg earlier this year, but this piece, I've never shown it in Munich, so it's exciting to me every time to show to a different audience.
Who's Kishi the vampire?
Kishi the vampire is a supernatural version of a Japanese prime minister. He's actually the grandfather of the current Japanese prime minister, and so my piece is a kind of economic horror story, political horror story about this one particular politician in Japan who lived a long life from the 1920s until the 1980s, had a huge influence on Asia, and I wanted to tell it in a kind of way which would draw in the audience by adding this kind of supernatural element.
Mm-hmm. How did you come up with this topic, or how did you get into this topic?
Actually, I was doing research into the history of opium, and I found out that the Japanese actually had a government-operated opium monopoly. So the Japanese government was selling opium to the people, and for me that was a fascinating, crazy kind of idea. And I actually realized later on, as I did more research, that the French in Vietnam also had an opium monopoly, and the British in Hong Kong, so it was a very common strategy for developing the state. So I thought this was maybe a not so well known history, and it would be interesting to talk about it. Yeah.
And how do you sort of show this element of opium? Is that sort of the supernatural element then?
Yeah, I think so the piece consists of me performing in a kind of a lecture performative way, and animation that I created. So I'm basically narrating an animation I produced. And so I kind of imagine the animation as being like an opium dream. So that kind of, it's not sure if it's real or it's a fantasy or a dream or waking. So I wanted that ambiguity.
Okay, great. I think we're pretty much set, but I have one more question. Did you get a chance to see anything else at Spielart so far?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I arrived yesterday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm very much looking forward to this weekend, having a chance to see so many of the amazing artists showing at Spielart this weekend.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.